Imagine graduating high school knowing how to solve equations but not knowing how to parent or file taxes. This is the reality for many students who leave school financially unprepared. As a result, millions of young adults face money problems from the very start of their adult lives. Good afternoon, my name is Fazin Shafira, and today I will be discussing why financial literacy must be mandatory in all high schools. So this topic matters because financial literacy equips students with essential life skills like budgeting, saving, and debt management. Without these skills, young adults are unprepared for the real world, often leading to lifelong struggles with debt and financial insecurity. I have researched this topic through many credible sources, and all of the surveys highlights how unprepared Malaysians are when it comes to money management. I have also observed how many of my peers and young adults struggle with money management when they first step into the real world. Financial literacy must be mandatory in all high schools to prevent financial struggles, prepare students for adulthood, and reduce inequality. Let's begin by looking at the problems caused by financial illiteracy. So, the lack of financial literacy leaves students unprepared for adult life. Many Malaysians are financially vulnerable and lack emergency savings. A 2023 survey by Ringgit Plus found that 71% of Malaysians save less than 500 per month, making it difficult to build a strong financial safety net. And Bank Negara Malaysia reported that 61% of Malaysians would struggle to raise 1,000 in an emergency, showing widespread financial fragility. And even among those with savings, 67% said their emergency funds would last 3 months or less, leaving households highly vulnerable during crises. And additionally, 55% of Malaysians live paycheck to paycheck, spending all or more than their monthly income. Now let's look at what happens next when young adults step out of high schools without financial knowledge. Young adults often learn about money through trial and error, leading to costly mistakes. Many Malaysian youth are already struggling with debt. In fact, 47% of Malaysian millennials are spending more than they earn each month, and this showing risky money habits. Without guidance in school, they often only learn when they default on loans or get trapped in credit card debt. According to the Credit Counseling and Debt Management Agency, over 40% of young Malaysians seeking financial help are already in serious debt before the age of 30. This trial and error approach not only harms individuals but also contributes to Malaysia's high household debt levels, which stood at 81% of GDP in 2023. Now, let's look at another side of the issue. Financial illiteracy increases inequality. The Council for Economic Education 2023 reports that low-income students are less likely to receive financial guidance at home. Without proper education, they are more vulnerable to predatory loans and payday lenders. Meanwhile, wealthier students often benefit from family financial knowledge passed down through generations. This creates a widening gap between students who have access to financial education and those who do not. So we have seen the problems caused by financial illiteracy. Now let's look at the solution. Making financial literacy mandatory in high school is the solution to preparing students for adult life. Financial literacy courses equip students with essential life skills. Students learn how to budget, save, and manage expenses responsibly. And these are skills they will need immediately after graduating, unlike some academic subjects they may never use again. According to the Council for Academic Education, students who take financial literacy courses are more likely to create savings accounts. They are also less likely to rely on high-interest loans, giving them stronger financial foundation. Let's look at another benefit of teaching financial literacy. We're helping students manage debt before it becomes overwhelming. Financial literacy helps students avoid and manage debt. Students learn how credit works, including interest rates, repayment schedules, and credit scores. This knowledge helps them avoid the credit card trap that many young adults fall into. A 2024 Next Gen Personal Finance Report found that states with required financial literacy courses saw lower rates of credit card delinquency among young adults. Students from these states also borrowed more responsibly for college, taking on less risky debt. Now, let's look at how financial literacy education can help reduce inequality and level the playing field. Financial literacy requirements reduce inequality by giving every student access to the same tools. Low-income students gain the financial knowledge that wealthier students often learn at home. This ensures that every student has the same foundation for financial success regardless of their background. A report by Empower 2024 highlights that access to financial education closes the gap in savings and investing behavior. By starting early, schools can prevent generational cycles of financial hardship. Now that we have looked at the solution, let's imagine the impact of what our society would look like if financial literacy were required in every high school. If financial literacy is required in all high schools, students and society will benefit in the long run. Students will graduate prepared for real-life financial decisions. They will know how to budget their first paycheck, avoid unnecessary debt, and begin saving early. Another report highlights that students who take financial literacy classes are more likely to practice budgeting and saving as young adults. Students who understand compound interest are more likely to invest or save early. According to Empower 2024, financially illiterate young adults are twice as likely to start retirement savings in their 20s compared to those without financial education. Let's also look at the bigger picture of how society benefits when students are financially illiterate. Society as a whole gains from financially literate citizens. Fewer people falling into crippling debt, which reduces reliance on government aid. A next-gen personal finance study found that states with mandatory financial literacy saw lower delinquency rates among young adults, easing the strain on public resources. People who manage their money well are more likely to invest in housing, businesses, and retirement. This investment stimulates economic growth, which emphasizes the long-term economic benefits of financially literate populations. Now that we have seen the need, the solution, and the potential benefits, let's move on to the conclusion. As we have come to the end of this speech, it's clear that financial literacy is more than just a school subject. It's a survival skill. We have seen that the lack of financial literacy leaves students unprepared and unequal. We have also seen that mandatory financial education equips students with lifelong skills, prevents debt, and benefits society. And if we want the next generation to succeed, financial literacy must be required. in every high school. Educators, policymakers, and communities should advocate for this change in curriculum. Parents and students also can push for financial literacy programs at the local level. Imagine a future where every graduate knows how to manage money as well as they know how to solve an equation. That future is possible if we make financial literacy mandatory in our schools today. That's all from me. Thank you.